Welcome to Lesson 12 in the Classical Chinese course where we're using 弟子规 to learn Classical Chinese. This is Chapter 4 of the book. If you haven't seen the previous lessons, go back to Lesson 1 and start there. 信, being trustworthy. 信 is a verb that means to be trustworthy, hence the name of this chapter. 凡出言，信为先. Whenever one speaks, trustworthiness comes first. 凡 means all. 出 means to go out. 言 means words. So 出言 is to speak. So whenever one speaks. 信为先. 信 again means to be trustworthy. It can also be a noun, so like here, trustworthiness. 为 is sort of like is. 先 means to be first. So 信为先 means trustworthiness comes first. 诈与妄奚可焉. Lying and absurd talk, how can one do such things? 诈 means to lie or to cheat. 与 means and wang means absurd or rash or false. 奚 is like what or how. 可 means can or may. 焉 is a combination of two characters. One is the character yu, and the other one is zhi, and they get combined into yan, and literally they mean with regard to it. So it is this lying and absurd talk. So literally we have lying and absurd. How can with regard to it. So like lying and absurd talk, how can one do such things? So because it's a she, which means how, we know this is a question, because in classical Chinese there are no question marks. So you just have to know based on the characters. 话说多不如少. Talking a lot is not as good as talking less. 话 means like words or speaking, like the noun. 说 means to speak. 多 means a lot or many. 不如 together means is not as good as. And 少 means less or few. So literally it's words speak many, not as good as less. So talking a lot is not as good as talking less. 唯其是勿佞巧. Say only what is true. Don't be glib or tricky. 唯 means only. 其 is like its or like his or hers. 是 oftentimes mean this in classical Chinese, but here it means true or right. 勿佞巧. Wu means don't. Ning means to be glib, like talking a lot but really shallow. Qiao is very similar to the English word clever. It can be both positive and negative, just like in English. So it can be like wow, this clever job you did there, or it can mean like tricky or like sly if it's negative, as in this case. So this phrase is referring to the last phrase, talking about speaking. So that's why, even though we don't see a character for to say here or to speak, we know from context that it is talking about when one is speaking. 尖巧语会污词 cunning words, foul language. This phrase is split up amongst two slides. The rest of the phrase we'll see on the next slide. But first, let's go over this. So, 尖 means like cunning or crafty. It can also mean evil or to rape or adultery. Generally, like a bad word, I guess you could say. Or not like a foul word, but more like a word that points to negative things. 巧 again means like crafty, cunning, clever. So in this case, 尖巧 together just means cunning. 语 means language or words. 会 means dirty. 污 also means dirty. And 词 means words. So 会污词 means foul language. So literally we have crafty words, dirty words. Or crafty language, dirty words. 市井气切戒之 and Philistine heirs, definitely refrain from them. So this phrase continues from the last one. 市 means a city, and 井 means a well. So 市井 is like a city well. And 气 means air. And just like in English, heir can also mean heirs, like the impression that a person gives, is his heir. So we have Philistine heirs. So people who are, I guess, hanging out around the town well are not very, are kind of maybe anti-culture or anti-arts, and they're Philistine. So that's why we get the translation Philistine heirs. 切 means definitely. 戒 means to refrain. And 之 means it. Or in this case, them, since it's referring to the last couple of phrases. So let's go back and look at those. So totally we have 尖巧语会污词 cunning words, foul language. 市井气切戒之 and Philistine heirs, definitely refrain from them. Let's now review what we've learned. 信凡出言信为先诈与妄奚可焉话说多不如少唯其事勿佞巧尖巧语会污词市井气切戒之 That's all for this lesson. I'll see you in the next lesson. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. 再见.